All right, welcome to day 17 of getting to 100K net worth by December 20th of 2025. We kind of went down a little bit. Check it out. So let's go to Rocket Money 6936. It's been quite a journey from 100K net worth. I mean, we started at, oh my goodness, focus. We started at 11,000 on June 1st, and we are just going down a little bit. 69, 36. I've been checking in every day, hence all the vlogs that you guys are seeing. And I'll just look on my phone and then share from there. So it's been quite the adventure. Today is another day on this adventure. Payday is happening this week, which is nice for both me and my wife and two of her jobs right now. So we should be seeing a little boost right now. And a big lesson I remember is it's not what you make, it's what you keep. And so it's really important that I set aside part of that into investments, that we have, the amount ready to go for our real estate property that we're working on right now. We did get a little bit of news on that, a little update. We got the appraisal back. So they were selling their house for $255. We offered $262. I know, sounds crazy. But we asked for a $7,000 credit to help with closing costs on the front end. But they said, it depends on what happens with the appraisal, what comes back, right? And so the appraisal just came back and it's at $257. So $2,000 more than what they asked for. So we're just kind of figuring it out right now. We're negotiating with them. And we're going to put in for probably the $257 and then still asking for them to pay minimum $4,000 of the closing costs. So yeah, it's kind of interesting doing this whole negotiating thing. I'm really grateful for Victoria because she's great at this and really is a lot better than I am. I'm kind of like, well, we could pay it back quicker and all this, and she's very much like, we're getting a deal on this house. So I appreciate her so much. So let's talk about the highlight of the day. I went into work today, went to the office, and I actually got to help my boss record some new ads, which I'm doing all the recording and all of the editing, and then I'll be uploading and publishing them. So that's good because it's giving me more experience in the ad realm, which I do have some, but this will be good for when I start running my own ads, hopefully later this year. But once we were done, he was asking me, hey, do you want to help with a close tomorrow? He was saying that if you decide to do it and you close him, then you get 10% of the entire cost that the client is paying. I was like, what? That was exciting to hear, right? And that's about 3 times more than what I would have made if I just, set him for the first part. So that was a big win, and it's something that hopefully moving forward now will be the norm, is getting that 10%. And part of why that happened is because I remember thinking, okay, he's starting to ask me to do these closes. I have to ask to be compensated for it. And it was a little scary, right? Sometimes business owners just kind of in their own world, and he was, not gonna say anything about it, like, oh, I'm paying you a salary anyway. But I felt it was really important if I'm gonna be doing, the sales, to be getting a commission as well, because everything hangs on how you sell, whether or not that client is gonna join. And so, yeah, I brought it up. I was like, hey, if I'm going to start doing the closes, I think it's important that I am compensated for that. Maybe we could talk about some different ideas. And then I kind of let him talk it out in his mind, and he was like, well, maybe we could just do, 500, flat fee, or, 10%, but I don't know about that. And I had written down for myself in my notes that I was only willing to accept 10%, or over that. I was going to try to negotiate higher, but I was like, 10% is probably my lowest of what actually makes sense. And so, yeah, I told him when we were having that conversation, I was like, well, I was thinking that 10% would be fair for me. And we didn't really talk more about it, but then I guess he had some time to think it over and just brought it up today. So something about, asking for what you want, and also planning ahead, because it can be kind of nerve-wracking to ask for that kind of thing, or to ask for some sort of raise or anything like that. So I'm also doing a lot with him. So I mentioned we were transitioning another marketing guy out and me to be the head marketing for everything that we do. And just today, officially, we transitioned him out, meaning I'm going to have, you know, a little more weight on my shoulders, a little more responsibility. So that is more reason, you know, to prove myself and to, you know, show my worth, and also to ask for that compensation for what I'm doing as well, right? So as far as responsibilities, not much has changed yet, but as more responsibilities get added and as I create more results, it puts me in a very favorable position to ask for more, and also just to like make a difference. I can now, you know, it's my responsibility to do all the ads and get us like to the point where, you know, the more, you know, like we can bring down our ad cost and ultimately just make more money, right? So wow, a lot of responsibility on me, but I like it because remember, one of the ways that I'm going to get to this $100,000 goal is to help our company surpass $3 million in revenue, which we are definitely not on track right now to do that. So a lot's going to depend on creating a new offer, getting that out there in the world. So I'm excited for it. There's a good pressure on me now, and yeah. So the big lesson for today is ask for what you want and say what you feel and what your opinion is. Really just put it out there. It's okay. Don't hold it in because you may regret it or you may be taken advantage of, you know, not out of spite from someone, but maybe just out of negligence, right? They just don't know or aren't thinking about it. And ultimately they're trying to, you know, cut their own costs too. So let's talk about accountability. I am on day 17, you know that, and I still haven't edited any of these videos. I've been editing social media videos for a client this past weekend, and then I also am editing all these ads. So it just feels like there's a lot of editing happening right now, but I still need to edit my own videos and put forth the effort, because this is how I'm gonna grow, is really pushing myself, putting myself out there, getting these vlogs out there. And I'm not only gonna edit this into a full YouTube video for people to watch, but I'm also going to edit it into shorts and reels, and yeah, it's gonna be a whole thing. So my challenge for you today is to ask for what you want, okay? First of all, ask for what you want from me. How can I be more helpful, right? Leave a comment below. But then also in your life, what is it that you want? What are you working towards? There's two parts to this, I'm thinking, which is ask for what you want in your goals. So like, what do you want? Write it down, you know, create that vision board for yourself. And then the second part is ask for what you want on the daily with who you're around, right? Mention it to people, you know? I didn't necessarily say, hey, I want 10%. No, I had the discussion. I had wrote out my thoughts, and then I said my preference. I said, I think 10% would be fair for me. And so that's a challenge for you, is once you've set your goals, to also start asking for what you want and start just saying it and putting it out there into the world when you're talking with friends, when you're talking with people at work, and not in a, I deserve it, you know, like, but more in a, this is what I'm choosing to accept and what I'm choosing to invite into my life. All in all, pretty solid day 17 here. I know the net worth is still going down, but hey, payday is coming. I've also got this commission that could be coming in tomorrow, because that's when I have the call. So wish me luck on that. And I'm also gonna get these videos edited, at least the first step of putting them in the software, starting to edit them all down, so that by the latest, by day 30, I'm starting to upload every single one of these, and I'm very excited for it. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.